It's a new day, and with cautious optimism, we rise once more, setting forth on a new and different journey. I'm Jeff Oppenheim, filmmaker, content creator, digital journalist, and storyteller. Join me for tomorrow's journey. Today's journey is an intimate one, or rather, a journey towards intimacy. Now, I suppose by YouTube protocols, I'm supposed to practice a certain level of disclosure when posting certain types of content.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger!
And although I can't imagine this next journey will offend, it is, with warning, kind of risque, naughty, suggestive, and definitely playful.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
Do you need me to give you a moment to either exit my channel or at least dim the lights? Now, for this questionable content, please let me reassure you, you don't need to shield the children's eyes, the very least of which is Lord only knows what content they've already gained access to, despite the various parental blocks you think you established on your TV or computer. In truth, my reasons for giving the advisory warning is not because the content's going to be overtly kinky and geared towards one gender or orientation over the other. Although I guess if the truth be told, I kind of see this as the pictorial instructional for the often more obtuse of the genders, the male energy, at least when it comes to things romantic. And since I've revealed my hand, this is going to be about romance. So ladies, if this works even and advances his game just a little bit, be sure to acknowledge it if it's the biggest achievement he's ever made in his life. It helps the ego.
Oh la la!
But rest assured, I will keep my promise and be just a little bit naughty for the sake of everybody's enjoyment. Plus, I'll throw in a few wacky sound effects just to appeal to the kid in us all. Because of this, you know what? I'd even encourage everyone to gather around for a collective watch party, even if it's got to be a Zoom call. You know, watch, like, subscribe, comment, join the fun. So with that, consider yourself warned. And now, I'd like to talk about relationships.
Let me tell you about relationships.
Love.
Sounds sleazy. Think I like it.
And yes, limerence. Google it. It's a real thing.
Limerence is the act of falling in love.
More specifically, I want to offer some lessons on how to use this time of COVID hibernation as a real opportunity for romantic rejuvenation.
That is so sweet.
Now, you might say, why should I deign to think myself expert enough to proffer advice, especially such deep and emotional and sentimental aspects of our lives of love and heart? I mean, after all, Jeff, you're not a social worker, you're not a relationship coach, you're not even a sex therapist.
Good evening. This is Dr. Ruth Westheimer on Sexually Speaking.
You're right. I'm none of those things. Although I will, in the next episode, introduce you to a friend of mine who is a professional psychiatrist and relationship coach. But that comes in a future episode. In the meantime, why am I to be considered an expert, and what gives me that license, if you would? Well, first of all, as I often warn you, I'm a filmmaker and storyteller, so I can make anything up. But the one thing I do know is romance, because don't forget, the clips you just saw is from a romantic comedy that I wrote, directed, and produced. In fact, we're now celebrating its 20th anniversary come this Valentine's Day. So I take a little bit of credit and license there. But even more than that, I'm going to let you in on a little bit of a secret. And that is, I'm an incurable romantic. I am. I'm sorry. You know what? I even think my ex-wife would probably admit the same thing. And you know what? I don't want a cure from it either. So, even without any academic accreditation, I'm inviting you on my little romantic journey here. I mean, after all, we're going into Valentine's Day weekend. Yes, heard what I said? Valentine's Day weekend.
Boop, boop, be-doo.
If you don't go big, go home.
Now listen, big boy.
My romantic journey begins with a trip just around the corner to my local flower guy. Hola, Ruben. ¿Cómo estás? Now, most folks simply run to their local shop and snap up an overpriced bouquet of red roses the day of Valentine's. Well, after all, red roses are the standard for passion, true love, romance, and desire. But did you know that each color rose actually means something? Well, Ruben does. Generally softer shades like peach are used to express sincerity or gratitude. I love the warmth of a yellow rose, which symbolizes friendship, joy, and gladness. The orange rose, with its bold and fiery bloom, stands for desire, fascination, enthusiasm. And my personal favorite, the white rose, majestic as can be, symbolizes everlasting love, with that inherent question being, yes, but am I worthy of your love? And with a beautiful bouquet, such as any of these, well, she's probably going to come back to you with a resounding maybe. And, of course, wherever possible, rely on an expert like Ruben, who can create an extra special bouquet. In my case, one for Mom, and two for, well, I told you I was planning for the weekend. Now, I head over to my favorite chocolate shop, Maison du Chocolat. And you have to say it that way, because a really good truffle, eaten slowly, not devoured in one bite, is like, By the way, I'm still talking about chocolate. What are you thinking about? Now, disclosure number 2. There's no scientific proof that chocolate serves as, how shall we say, an aphrodisiac. But for that matter, no other food or beverage can claim that truly. Dark chocolate, though, does control the release of the dopamine in your brain, and that's what gets released whenever you're experiencing pleasure. Now, that may cause a placebo effect in the regard that, first of all, you're feeling good. Second of all, it can't harm you or the evening if you think it might have some kind of arousal in you and your partner. So,
hello, Nurse.
Another stop on our journey is the local liquor store for some bubbly, either champagne or Prosecco. What's the diff, you ask? Well, the short version is, although they're both sparkling white wines, champagne is produced in the Champagne region of the northeast of France, bien sûr, mon belle fleur. Prosecco hails from the Veneto region of Italia. Ciao, bella donna, come sta? The rest is based on personal taste, price, and I think a bit of showmanship. You're also going to need some candles, so be sure to pick some up, plenty of them, at your local convenience store. And while you're at it, make sure to pick up a little extra gift of some kind. Doesn't have to be super extravagant. And now, since you've got everything ready, all you have to do is cue up the Sexy Jams playlist. You know you got one. You dim the lights so that the candles can be the shine of the evening in her eyes. Make sure that Prosecco or champagne is chilled with 2 flutes waiting. Maybe even throw a raspberry into each one of them. Just a little extra sexiness. And, of course, the flowers at the ready. All that's missing, really, is maybe a little fragrance on you. Not too much. Don't be overbearing there, fellas. Or you can also pick up a little spa package with some essential oils to try on for dessert. But before we get to dessert with those chocolates and everything, you're going to want to do dinner. Over dinner, you know what? Pop in something fun to watch. My YouTube channel is good, but you might want to go with something a little bit more playful and romantic, like the film I've been talking about, Funny Valentine. Again, Anthony Michael Hall, Marlo Maron, a wonderful romantic comedy. And you know what? To kick that off and your whole evening off, I'm going to slip into my late night DJ voice and offer a long distance dedication to you as I welcome in a special trailer that even Universal Pictures is not showing you, but you'll see it here on the YouTube channel right here, right now. Going out to you guys, a happy couple spending a wonderful romantic weekend in each other's arms with all the accoutrements, as they say. So, sit back, relax, enjoy the film starring Anthony Michael Hall, Marlo Maron, Lord Jamar, Ivan Martin, Larry Storch, and a bevy of other folks that you are sure to recognize. Enjoy Funny Valentine, and you know what? Enjoy each other this weekend. A great weekend. Play safe. Be romantic. And you know what? Happy Valentine's Day.
The whole single scene is filled with people looking for perfection.
Josh Duggar has trouble meeting women.
No relationships.
His friends, Sean and Tim, have no trouble at all.
That is so sweet.
Sean and Tim want to help Josh
Let me tell you about relationships.
by bringing the women to him.
Why not take out an advertisement, a goddamn personal ad?
Personal ad.
Yeah.
Sounds sleazy. Think I like it. What Sean and Tim don't realize is that magic can happen if you truly believe.
Princes exist, right?
Mostly just in fairy tales, unfortunately.
I am not gonna take a personal ad out.
We'll take the ad out for you.
Forget about it.
If you loved When Harry Met Sally, Annie Hall, and You've Got Mail,
What if I told you that I already met someone?
Who is this fantasy chick? Did you happen to catch her name?
What do I have to offer this woman? This goddess?
Yourself.
get ready to fall in love again. Anthony Michael Hall,
Bogometrophobia. It's the fear of talking to answering machines.
Ivan Martin,
Limerence is the act of falling in love.
Lord Jamar,
Evangelica.
Oh, how comforting. It's my mother's name.
and Marlo Maron.
I am tired of investing time and energy in the potential of every single loser that comes into my life.
In a romantic comedy about finding love by believing in yourself.
My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine.
Never stop believing. Funny Valentine.